I'm Hispanic.
I'm mixed race, so white and black.
I'm black, African American.
I'm Hispanic. I am Latina.
I'm white.
I'm Hispanic.
White.
My race is black.
I identify my race as white.
I identify my race as Hispanic.
I identify my race as black.
My race is black.
I identify as Punjabi, which is like, nobody really knows what that is, but it's like a region in India and in Pakistan.
I'm black.
Black or African American.
I am black.
Indian American or South Asian.
I identify as black.
It's black or African American.
I am white, but also Asian.
I am half Korean and half Caucasian.
African American.
I identify my race as a white person.
Black, African American.
White.
African American.
Black. White. Very white indeed.
I identify myself personally as African and African American.
I identify as a white person.
I am Native American, African American, and white.
I identify as a Jamaican American.
Burmese and Korean.
My dad's white and my mom's Hispanic, so mixed, I guess.
Mexican American.
Yeah, I think I've definitely been treated differently based on my race because there's so many stereotypes and things associated with being a person of color, and like, of course, that comes with different challenges for every different type of race, but like for me, especially with like recent events going on, I definitely have noticed like things going on that are racist towards me and my family.
Yes. There's been many experiences where I've walked into a classroom and I've had people stare at me that are not of my race, and it kind of just like discourages me a little bit whenever I want to take like an AP class or an honors class. Like the stereotype is that I don't really belong there.
I think I have noticed that I have been treated differently because of my race. It's not a really good feeling. I think as a Latina, and especially being a girl, we don't really get credit as much as other people and the power that they stand with.
It doesn't empower anybody. It tears them down. Being mixed race kind of is a blessing, I guess, and a curse, because growing up, a lot of people are like, well, me trying to find my friend group, a lot of the black people were like, you're kind of white, like you don't belong like in our picture. That happened to me once. Like all the black people in the grade were taking a picture and I couldn't be in it because I was too white for them and too black for the white people. So yeah.
I noticed that I've been treated differently just because of my race. I feel like a lot of people underestimate my knowledge.
I have noticed that I've been treated differently based on my race in my English class one time, and I felt it kind of made me feel like sad because like seeing how she treated the other students.
I may have been treated in a positive manner compared to people of color, but never in a way that I've like physically noticed that I've been like treated better.
Yeah, in first period, I'm in honors American history, and I'm like, I'm the only black person in that class, and when we get like work or whatever, they be like, oh, you didn't do it? Like, no, I did do it. They look at their little white friends and it's like, oh yeah, you got the answer. Look at me and it's just like I got to work too. I'm smart, I'm intelligent. I don't understand.
I will get stalked in the beauty supply store. I will be followed by random security guards at the mall. It doesn't just happen to dark-skinned people, surprisingly, like some people think it does. When I notice, I kind of think it's comical at first because I'm 5'3", you're like a 6 foot tall, big macho man. Like, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna do anything to you.
Yeah, I guess like people don't really, I think my appearance like sometimes throws people off, like they don't realize that I'm Korean, and so when they find out they might treat me differently, but I think like discrimination towards Koreans especially, or just Asian minorities, is a lot different than racism that is like against other minority groups. So I definitely have had a different experience than like other minorities, but yeah, I definitely notice a difference when people find out I'm Korean.
I definitely have noticed that. In many occasions, yes. I guess it makes me feel good, but I don't know, like, like I'm obviously at an advantage compared to other people, but I don't really know if that makes me feel good knowing that, but you know, it's something that I have. I mean, I guess I've just been able to walk through my life without any problems. Like, I haven't been treated differently. I mean, I have been treated differently, but in a different way than a black person would be treated differently. Like, I've had all of the benefits of being white and being able to not notice what other people, like how other people are treated differently. So I've been kind of like in my own bubble of just, you know, being treated correctly, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of specific moments. I've definitely been treated differently, especially by my family when I bring, I don't know, if I bring black boyfriends over, I definitely notice that it's gonna be different than, you know? I don't know if that relates to me exactly. It doesn't really relate to me. I mean, my dad grew up in the South, so like, I get it why he's like that sometimes. Sometimes my dad's like an asshole about it, but it's just, I've only really brought, I have only really brought, like, I haven't really brought white boys over to my house. And my dad definitely notices that, and he asked me, like, why don't you go for white guys? And I'm like,
I don't think I've ever been treated differently, and if I have, it hasn't been significant enough for me to like call attention to it.
I notice it every day when I come to school, and like I see how people react to white students versus myself, or when I'm just out in public and you see how just black people are treated differently, or like when a black person walks in a room, how the whole energy can change.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I just, day-to-day life, you know, I mean, it's not like people try to treat you differently, but it's almost like they subconsciously do, you know.
What did you feel?
I mean, right now I'm to the point where it's like I've been feeling for so long that I try not to let it affect me because I'm secure in who I am. So to me, it doesn't make any difference what you say or think about me because I know who I am. But I mean, in the past, it's made me feel, even though I know I'm not, it's made me feel inferior. You know, it's made me feel those thoughts like, oh, why am I black? You know?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I walk in like certain stores or something like that, there's always somebody that like always follows, or like if I go to like a friend's house, like it's always weird. Like I don't ever like. I just be chilling because I don't want like them to seem like I take something, because like, yeah, like black people take stuff, steal, kill, you know.
Yes, I have. In elementary school, we used to like read books and talk about slavery and racism, and I would be the only African American in the class, and I just felt weird in the room, and I just felt the weird vibes. People would just stare at me, and like when I go out, I don't know, different places that I go.
What does it make you feel?
How does it make me feel? Uncomfortable. It just makes me feel out of place, but I really don't care.